Things to note for weather. As I mentioned in the previous lecture, whether is similar to if. Sometimes we can use them interchangeably. Other times one is better than the other. Let's look at this in more detail now. As I said, we can sometimes use whether and if interchangeably. Have a look at these two examples. Bob isn't sure whether he will start his own business. This is the same as saying, Bob isn't sure if he will start his own business. Here, whether and if can be used interchangeably without any difference in meaning. However, with formal verbs, whether is more common. So look at this first example. The verb discussed is rather formal, so it's better to use whether rather than if. So we could say, Bob and Jim discussed whether they should start their own business. We could use if here, but whether just sounds more natural and more appropriate. Similarly, the verb debated in the second example is quite formal, so whether is preferred. So we can say, the politicians debated whether the country should implement the new law. Here, whether is preferred over if. If there is a preposition right after the verb, always use whether, not if. So look at these examples below. The verb concern is very often followed by the preposition about. If you use this, you should always follow it with whether, not if. So we say, the people are concerned about whether they will have access to water. In this case, if is never used. Similarly, the verb discuss can be followed by the preposition on. So we say, my wife and I had a discussion on whether to divorce or stay together. Again, here, whether is the only option. We shouldn't use if after the preposition. Those are the things you need to remember when using whether. You can imagine, you can think of it like if, but just remember there are some exceptions to the rule, like always. So now move on to the speaking and listening practice exercises. Train your brain to master whether.